Yeah, hello. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to look at the past question for the year 2022 for the National Examination Council in Economics. As usual, since NECO have from 1 to 60 questions, we divide the multiple choice question into two. In the first series, we treat from number 1 to 30. And then in the second series, we're going to look at from number 31 to 60. So please do follow attentively and then share the video with your friends who may be in need of the knowledge that is being impacted here. So without wasting much time, we're going to go straight into the questions. Number 1, the question is, the definition of economics as the practical science of production and distribution of wealth was given by A. A.C. Pigou, B. Adam Smith, C. Alfred Marshall, D. J.S. Mill, E. Lionel Robbins. In this case, the answer is D, that is J.S. Mills. It was J.S. Mills who defined economics as the practical science of production and distribution of wealth. Yeah. So number 2, the most frequently occurring value in a distribution is A, arithmetic mean, B, median, C, mode, D, quadratic mean, E, range. This is pretty straightforward. You all know that the most frequent occurring value in distribution is known as what? The mode. So the answer is C. Number 3, when a commodity is demanded for the satisfaction of another one, it is the dash demand. A, competitive demand, B, complementary demand, C, composite demand, D, derived demand, E, effective demand. You all know that the answer is what? D, derived demand. That is, when a commodity is demanded for the satisfaction of another one, it is a derived demand. When a commodity is demanded not for the purpose that is going to serve directly, but the purpose is going to serve indirectly, that means that that commodity has a derived demand. So going forward, number 4, the question says, real cost in economics is the dash cost. Real cost in economics is A, average cost, B, fixed cost, C, marginal cost, D, money cost, E, opportunity cost. The answer is D, is money cost. Real cost is another name for money cost, or money cost is another name for real cost in economics. The actual, money you use in buying something is the real cost. And then, in other words, it can also be referred to as money cost. So going forward, number 5, if the production of bread increases from 820 to 840 loaves as a result of increase in labor from 10 to 12, the marginal product is, you know what the definition of marginal product is. Okay, so let's look at the options. A, 20, B, 30, C, 40, D, 50, E, 60. The right answer is what? 60. Because marginal product is talking about an increase in the total output, as a result of change in the total input, or as a result of change in the input. So what is the change in the quantity of loaves of bread as a result of increment from the labor, from 10 persons working, let's say if it's in the factory, to 12 persons. So that is what the marginal product is talking about. So in this case, what you need to do is just to subtract 820 from 880, and then the answer you get is 60. Okay, then number 6. Number 6, calculate the mean of the following set of numbers. You all know how to calculate the mean. The mean can be gotten by, since this is an ungrouped data, by summing all the individual numbers and then divide by the total number of the values, right? That is, you add 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 5 plus 8 plus 10 and then divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, when you do that, number 6, what you're going to get is 6. That's the solution to the question. Number 7, the outward shift of a country's production possibility boundary, PPB, indicates economic A, depression, B, growth, C, planning, D, recession, E, stagnation. That is, when you have a production possibility curve, of the form like this, and then that's the initial production possibility boundary, and then eventually you have another shift this way. What does that indicate? It indicates that the economy is growing. The economy is operating at a point where it was not operating before. And therefore, the answer is economic growth, which is B. All right, number 8. The following are merits of manufacturing industries to the Nigerian economy, except A, decrease in government revenue, B, diversification of the economy, C, provision of employment, D, provision of market for agricultural product, E, saving of foreign exchange. In this case, the answer is what? A, because the question is talking about the merits of manufacturing industry in Nigeria, except one is not. So if you look at all the other options are merits of the manufacturing industry in Nigeria, except for decrease in government revenue. Going forward, number 9, the average cost is derived by dividing the total cost with A, equilibrium price, B, fixed cost, C, marginal cost, D, marginal revenue, E, quantity of output. The answer in this case is E. The average cost is derived by dividing the total cost with quantity of output. That is, average cost is total cost divided by quantity. When you do that, you get the average cost. All right. So number 10, if a seller of a product sells 100 units at a cost of 40 naira each, the total revenue will be A, 5,000, B, 4,000, C, 3,500, D, 2,000, E, 1,500. So this question is pretty straightforward. What you need to do is just multiply 40 naira by 100. And when you do that, you get 4,000. So 40 divided by 100 is 4,000. When you sell products at 40 naira and you sell, 100 units, let's say in a period of time or in a day, how much revenue will be realized? The revenue that will be realized is 4,000. So number 11, the formula for calculating mean deviation of group data is A. The formula is given. B, the formula is given. C, the formula is given. D, the formula is given. E, the formula is given. In this case, I don't know, maybe if it's a typographical error, but ordinarily for me, the answer should be B, but it should be summation F, open bracket, X minus the mean, close the bracket, all over summation F. This is what I know is the formula for mean deviation for group data, but I don't know, the option seems to be a little bit tricky here. But for me, I think the answer is B, but with a frequency multiplying the mean deviation, the x minus the mean there. Yeah, so let's just leave it as B with a correction, but I stand to be corrected. Yeah. So number 12. Number 12, the economic system that allows ownership of all the means of production and distribution in the hands of individual is A, capitalism, B, communism, C, feudalism, D, mixed economy, E, socialism. We all know what the solution to this question is A, capitalism. When individuals are allowed to own the means of production, when individuals are allowed to control the means of production, produce goods, and then sell it, for profit motive. It's known as capitalism. Number 13, the basic economic problem of a society that considers quality of labor as one of its determining factors is A, efficient use of resources, B, for whom to produce, C, how to produce, D, what to produce, E, where to produce. This question is related to the basic economic questions of what to produce, how much to produce, where to produce, and for whom to produce. But this question is talking about, the quality of labor as one of its determining factor is, in this case, the solution is how to produce. Because when you're talking of how to produce, you're looking at the labor, the nature of the labor that is going to be engaged in the production. Like when you're looking at the skilled labor, when you're taking of the semi-skilled labor, when you're taking of the unskilled labor, So economies always look at that, and then that will help in shaping, the method of production to adopt. For instance, when an economy is dominated by unskilled labor, and then mostly production process will mostly be labor intensive, because it will make more sense to employ more labor than to engage in production that is capital intensive. So in this case, the solution is C, because it is how to produce that considers, the basic economic problem of society that considers the quality of labor as one of its determining factors. So going forward, number 14, which of the following is a demerit of capitalist economic system? A, economic inequality. B, encouragement of specialization. C, enhances technological development. D, free enterprise. E, promote economic development. The solution is clearly A. Why? Because most capitalist economy promote serious economic inequality. The owners of means of production are most often wealthy, while the non-owners, those who don't have any means of production, are mostly poor, because the owners of means of production hire the labor at a very low price, engage the labor, to produce goods and services, and then they sell at high price and make higher profit, and that really encourages, inequality in the society or in the economy, as the case may be. So that's one of the major demerits of the capitalist economic system. So number 15, in partnership business, a limited partner receives dash as reward. A, bond. B, dividend. C, fixed rate of interest. D, fixed salary. E, profit. The solution is E, profit. In partnership business, a limited partner receives profit as his reward. You all know, if you've studied partnership, business, you know that a limited partner is someone who invests his resources into a business that has at least a general partner, but is not engaged in the day-to-day running of the business. And when something happens, to the business, the risks that the limited partner may face is just limited to the amount invested into the partnership. legal action cannot be taken against him as a person or his personal interest, but it's limited to his or her investment in the partnership. So whatsoever legal means that is going to come up is going to be borne by the general partner. And in partnership business, a limited partner is expected, to get his reward of profit if the business is really making profit. Okay, so let's continue. Number 16, the headcount of all the nationals of a country at a given period of time is A, migration, B, national income, C, population, D, population census, E, population growth. This is pretty clear. The solution is what? D, population census. Usually census are conducted, ordinarily census are supposed to be conducted after every 10 years. I think in the last time census was conducted in Nigeria was 2006, yeah. And then 10 years later, that's in 2026, another one was supposed to be conducted in order to know the growth rate, the birth rate, the death rate, and other strategic, planning decisions of government. That's what census helps in doing. So, but Nigeria has not been able to conduct census since 2006. But as we speak now, 2023, the government is planning seriously to conduct, a census in order to know the population distribution, the growth rate, the birth rate, the death rate, and then to strategically plan such a way that, the right things will be done to the right set of people across the entire, country. Yeah, so the counting, the head count of all the nationals of the country at a given period of time is known as population census. Number 17, the elevation of a classroom teacher to the position of a vice principal is the mobility of labor. Number A, geographical, B, horizontal, C, lateral, D, occupational, E, vertical. So the elevation of a classroom teacher to the position of a vice principal is a vertical mobility of labor. Is a vertical mobility of labor. So going forward, number 18, a movement of a worker from one industry to another performing the same task is the direct mobility of labor. A, geographical, B, horizontal, C, lateral, D, occupational, E, vertical. So in this case, the solution is B. It is horizontal in the sense that it is opposite to the previous one we saw in number 17. The movement of a worker from one industry to another performing the same task, is horizontal movement. So number 19, the slowing down of the rate at which workers perform their work during trade dispute is A, collective bargaining, B, picket line, C, strike, D, threat to strike, E, walk to rule. The solution to this is E, walk to rule. Trade unions have different ways of registering their grievances, or pressing home their demands. And, collective bargaining is one of them, but it's not what the question is talking about. Picket line is one of them. It's not what the question is about. Strike is one of them. It's not what the question is about. Threat to strike is one of them. It's not what the question is about. Walk to rule, they deliberately follow the guidelines of their work rules. They adhere to it strictly, and then, ensure that productivity is dropped. For instance, when they are working, once it is time for break, they just shut everything down, whether it's in order or not, and then go for break. And then perhaps some of the machines may not work may not function optimally, and then that will affect, the quality of outputs that will be produced. And therefore, work to rule is the solution. So number 20, the factor that affects the efficiency of human capital development in a country is A, decreasing the standard of living, B, high cost of living, C, improving the level of education, D, lack of on-the-job training, E, poor health care facility. So the solution to this is what? C. The factor that affects the efficiency of human capital development for country is improving the level of education. When you improve the level of education, it is certainly going to what? Increase, the efficiency of human capital development, in a country. Yeah. So if you look at it, that's the only positive option, that's the only positive, positive statement among the options, and therefore that's the solution. So number 21, the system of economy in which decisions on issues relating to economic problems are taken by both private individuals and state is the dash economy. A, capitalist, B, feudalist, C, mixed, D, socialist, E, traditional. This is also very simple. You all know that the solution is C, mixed economy. When you have individuals owning the means of production, and then the government or the state also owns means of production, and both of them are operating side by side, it is known as a mixed economy. Yeah, for instance, Nigeria is known to operate a mixed economy where you have private individuals running, their businesses, and then the government also running some certain, businesses. And that is usually referred to as mixed economy. Though practically, most economies, actually operate, some semblance of mixed economy, because there is nothing like pure capitalist economy and there's nothing like pure socialist economy. When you go to the countries that practice capitalism, you still see government participating in some form of businesses that most individuals may not want to participate in. And then when you go to socialist, countries too, like China, like Russia, you still have, business, private individuals operating businesses, owning means of production too. Yeah. So, but when you have the two operating side by side, it is known as mixed economy. So number 22. Number 22. When an increase in demand for one good leads to decrease in the demand for other goods, the demand is A, competitive, B, complementary, C, composite, D, derived, E, effective. The solution is what? A, competitive. When you have an increase in demand for one good leads to a decrease in demand for the other, the demand is competitive. That means the two goods are competitive goods. When one is demanded more, the other one is demanded less. The popular example in economics, you say Bonvita and Milo, they are two different things. Sorry, they are two different products, but they serve the same purpose. So when the demand for Bonvita increase, the demand for Milo will decrease, all things being equal. Or like maybe seasoning, we're talking of Royco and Maggi Cube. When the demand for Royco increases, the demand for Maggi Cube will decrease because they are competitive good. All right. So number 23, the Land Use Decree of 1978 was promulgated to A, encourage small-scale farming, B, give financial assistance to farmers, C, increase bottlenecks in acquiring land, D, promote efficient use of land, E, provide farm inputs to farmers. The solution to this is D, promote efficient use of land. Promote efficient use of land. The major reason why the Land Use Decree of 1978 was promulgated was to promote the efficient use of land. That was by the Murtala Babangida Joint Military Administration. A decree is a law or edict that is enacted during the military regime. And you know that the Nigerian land, most land in Nigeria is communal, is communally owned. So the act was, to encourage, as a matter of fact, it says that all land belong to the government, and then the government can, decide to operate on any land while compensating the owners of the land, if need be. So doing so can encourage, efficient use of land in terms of maybe mechanized agriculture, and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's the solution. Number 24, the following are all are ways of improving the marketing of agricultural products in Nigeria, except A, adequate storage facility, B, embargo on foreign products, C, export promotion, D, good transportation network, E, price fluctuation. The solution to this is E. The following are ways of improving the marketing of agricultural products in Nigeria, except price fluctuation. Price fluctuation cannot in any way affect the improving marketing of agricultural products. So number 25, which of the following is an adverse effect of mining? A, creation of employment. D, displacement of settlement. C, improving of government revenue. D, peaceful coexistence in the community. E, preservation of ecosystem. Number 25, the solution is what? B. Which of them is adverse effect of mining? Mining displaces displacement of settlement. It displaces people from their natural habitat. Very clearly in Nigeria, when you go to the Niger Delta, some of the communities that, oil is being mined, sometimes they experience oil spillage, and that spillage leads to contamination of the environment, their drinking water, their farmlands, their fishing ponds or the rivers are polluted, and then the sources of income for the people is affected, and then they have no option than to move elsewhere, where they can continue to earn their daily living. So number 26, which of the following financial institution is known as the lender of last resort? A, central bank. B, commercial bank. C, insurance company. D, merchant bank. E, stock exchange market. This is very, very clear. The solution is A, the central bank. Central bank is also known as the lender of last resort within a country. Central bank is the highest, is the peak, banking organization, where it controls, the commercial banks, and then it takes policies that directly affect the economy, and it also directly affect everybody. So the central bank is the lender of last resort. Yeah. So number 27, the component of agriculture that is concerned with the art of planting, tending, and managing trees, including their utilization, is the farming. A, crop production. B, fish. C, forestry. D, livestock production. E, peasant. The solution to this question is what? Forestry. Forestry is a discipline on its own, and it's all about what? Tending, planting, managing, trees, including their utilization. So that's what forestry, is all about. Oh, sorry about this.